Hello there all my internet friends, I'm Dakian. This is Monday Miniatures Ramble for the 4th of March 2018. And in the finished column for this week is a big fat 0. I have not had the time to finish painting a single new mini. This is due to the fact that I spent all weekend away from home and a lot of the week before that preparing for that trip. So my free time was very severely curtailed, and yeah. So what I have gotten done is I've done a bit more prep on some of the other minis that were just barely started last week, and I've put some coats of green on these 3 dragons. These are, you know, the 3 ages of the dragon. We have the baby dragon, the wormling, the young dragon, and the mature dragon here. And I'm painting them all green. Now, there are several coats on these. What you're looking at is like a base coat, 2 highlights, a shade, and then a re-highlight. And I expect before I'm done, I'm gonna do at least 2 more highlights and a glaze that will finish these off for the green portion. Then I'm going to start painting the other colors. Yeah. And then I need to clean up the bases. I've done some, you see I've started doing the bases, but some paint has spilled onto them from doing the actual dragon, and more is probably going to spill when I do paint the rest. It's a sloppy process, dry brushing and hand washing for that matter. When you wash a really big miniature like this, you tend to use a big load of paint or wash in your brush, and it can sometimes drip and get out of control. But yeah, we're moving forward. Oh, and the sea elves back here, nothing has happened with them. I don't think I had done the hair last week. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it like this. Maybe I want to tone it down a bit more. The highlights are a bit much. But, you know, no, maybe that's fine. Maybe that's dramatic hair. It looks unnatural, but hey, they're elves with gills. What do you want? Nature? Anyway. So yeah, but the coming week I hope to have a bit more time to paint. Though I do have a project, other project I need to finish. I need to finish a role-playing adventure for a tournament, for a convention. It's going to be an official game that is going to be run, and so I need to spend a little time polishing that module to make it really good. But yeah, I'll get in some painting time as well. So hopefully something will get completed next week. Let's look at the other stuff that I've started in on. And here we have a selection of newly primed and prepped GW minis mostly. Like I said, this guy, I'll be painting him before finishing the base and the bats. These guys are just, I did attach this guy to his base before priming, and they're just, you know, standard dark gray to light gray zenithal priming job. Not sure when I'll get around to putting some more paint on them. And here we have the Reaper Bones Hydra. Like I said, it's a 5-headed Hydra, and it's a big guy. I'm gonna need to use another one of these bases. This is the same size. I put some surplus green stuff on it just because I didn't want to waste it, and it might serve to like build up some texture. Who knows? This is 80 millimeters in diameter. Hard to find plastic bases that big. There are some, but they're expensive. Same size as the one for the dragon, for Blightfang. you'll see that this miniature fits rather perfectly on that. Well, not perfectly in that not all the feet will line up at the same time. I might force them down with pinning. But the thing here is, if I attach this guy to the base before painting, you see it's going to be pretty much impossible to get at portions of the underbelly. So I'm going to probably paint this off the base, at least like the bottom half. Anything that I can see from this angle, at least, I will be painting first. Maybe then I'll attach it before painting the top side. I'm not sure. We'll see. But anyway, that's still in the future a little bit, because there's still other projects that have, that are ahead in the queue. I know what you're thinking. Do I really need to add more stuff to my list of minis? No, I don't need to, but I want to. It's just that I kind of enjoy prep work. I've discovered that. And I like having something in prep at all times. But because there's so much stuff waiting on paint, I've decided this week I will add only one miniature. And this will be a slow painting project, one that's going to take a while. It is, let's see if I can bring out some pieces here. Oops. It is a bust. This is what it stands on. This is the main body. Not sure which way around it goes. Like this, maybe. And this is the head. This should be a lower jaw somewhere. It's probably, yeah, this is lower jaw in here. And here's some spikes that have come loose from the sprue. Oh well. Now this is an orc, and I believe his name is Popeye because of this big bulging weird eye. It might be a glass eye, it might be a demonic eye, it just might be a diseased eye. I'm not sure. And there's quite a lot of skin and just one shoulder pad of armor and like a little strap here. So there's not that many different colors or textures to paint, but I think it'll be a fun project. And like I said, this will be one that I allow to take its time. So yeah, I don't even know if I'll get started on properly. I'll start cleaning it a little bit until next week. So that's what we got. You will perhaps, if you're perceptive, notice that the needle hasn't moved on the number of purchased minis either, even though I'm going to show you some new arrivals here. This is a package, well, I ripped off the labels, you can't tell. It's from Mears Miniatures. It's the final delivery of a Kickstarter. Why am I not counting it as purchased? Well, because I've already counted it once before. If you've followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I used to have the principle that I added stuff to the purchase list when I paid for them, but I stopped doing that because Kickstarters sometimes take a hellically long time to arrive, and so it didn't really reflect the current status of my collection. I've started adding them when they arrive now instead of when I paid for them, because there might be a large time gap between those two things. But these are actually already accounted for at the time when I backed the Kickstarter, which was years ago. It's in fact the second half of the original Darklands Kickstarter, where I got the first half of this unit back then, and I've taken delivery of the second half now. So what are these? Well, they're called Gorgonar from the Chthonus faction, and they're essentially snake men. They're like, they could be what are they called, UNT in D&D perhaps. They're all in these pretty large bases, and I haven't counted them yet, but there should be 8 different ones and 8 bases. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. This guy is... Ooh, look at him. He's all impressive with a Greek helmet and a cuirass. That's an officer type. 4 bases. 5, 6 with the base. 7 and 8. Yes. It all comes together. Yeah, and here's a couple extra bases. This is 5. Yeah. It all checks out. A lot of extra plastic. Also, there were a couple of bonus minis. These are in metal, and they're not snake people. They're humans. They are... I'm not sure if they're from this Kickstarter. They might be from another one. The one for the metal hordes. They're called Boozing Rollo and Quaffing Timoth. And they are... they represent... I think Rollo represents one of the Norse faction, and Timoth is the vaguely Celtic faction. And they're just guys standing around with beer mugs and having a drink. Just a fun addition. So let's put them away. Anyway, as always with all of these, there is... I mean, this is one model with quite a lot of pieces. A lot of horns and arms and legs and a bow and a tail and... wow. Putting all these together without instructions is going to be a challenge, maybe? Who knows? Maybe it's self-evident, but we'll see whenever I get around to them. But at least I can check that Kickstarter off my list as being complete. I can check the box on the Kickstarter website where it says got it for this one. And that feels good. So that was this week's episode. As you've noticed, not as productive as some other weeks, but we have our ups and downs. That's life. So let's hope the next week isn't up. I'll see you then, a week from today. Until then, I'm Dakian. And oh yeah, click like and subscribe and share the video and comment, please. But for now, I'm signing off. Bye bye.